Välkommen alla sammen. We're looking at a little video here. It's a little side quest where there's basically a Viking guy crying because he lost his wife and children, but he says he can't cry because he says his chieftain didn't give him permission to cry like a pussy. So what you have to do here is you just go and talk to this guy and basically give him permission to cry. Now it only works if you have charisma level of 3 or more, so if you don't have that, then go to some of the flyting battles. But anyway, here it is. And I always share a little bit of history about the Viking Age. Now, about that thing, you know, getting, like the guy's about to say here, like, I can't cry because my chieftain didn't give me permission to cry. That's a myth. That we never have records of that anywhere. But I'll share another story, maybe, that's kind of interesting. And that has to do with being away from your family, you know, willingly. So there was a Swedish king. His name was Van Lundi. And he was a good king. He liked to fight war, but he was, you know, really a good king. But he got a wife from Finland one time. Her name was Driva. And so he basically just married her and got the hell out of there with his men. He went raiding and didn't want to return. And he said, I'll be back, honey. I'll be back in 3 winters. I'll be back. But 10 winters had gone by, and he still did not come back. So he basically just went to Finland, banged this chick, and got her pregnant and stuff, and then never came back. So this Finnish woman, yeah, here you go. Let's yeah, you just play, give you permission to weep. You don't get anything from this mission at all. You just get a little bit of experience, and yeah, you get to see him whine like a bitch. And I searched around this area a lot. There's no treasure or anything that you get from this, so it's just purely for experience. But anyway, this king's wife in Finland, Diva, he said that she hired a witch to basically cast a curse on her husband to bring him back to Finland, and he did this. He was cursed, and he got all of a sudden an urge to go to Finland, and all of his men said, no, you can't go to Finland. It's for sure Finnish magic, because the Finnish people were well known to be well versed in magic. They know you can't go to Finland because it's Finnish magic there. It's probably some witch placing a curse on you. And he says, no, I have to go now. But they don't let him. They hold him down, and then basically not allow him to come. But later that night, there was a curse on him. There was something called a made, which is basically, it sounds a lot like, it's basically a demon that sits on your chest while you're asleep. It sounds a lot like those people who have sleep paralysis, and what they describe these days, that there's like little demons in the room. But yeah, that's what a made is, and the made sat on his chest, and his men like were worried that he wasn't breathing well. So they moved him around so the demon would sit on his feet. And then it sat on his feet, and his legs were breaking, and he was screaming in his sleep. So then they moved him again, but then she sat right on his neck, and then that's how the king was killed. So that's just a story there. Hope you enjoyed. Vi ses nästa gång.